The boat behind me is the brand new Greenline 45. It's brand new here at the Dusseldorf Boat Show, and it's a rather intriguing boat. So we're going to get on board of this one. Now, it is rather busy because it is so new. Everybody wants to get on board and have a look at it. So we have to do the very best we can, smile politely, and just keep going. Now, let's have a look as we go around. One thing I'll mention on this one is it has shaft drive. You can see them underneath here. You can also see that it has tunneled props. You see how they've actually brought the hull up around the propellers. And the reason I mention that is because they also do this boat with IPS drive, which is pods. Now on IPS you don't want those tunnels, so they do a completely different hull. They do a much flatter aft section to their IPS, and I think that's pretty intriguing that they do offer two completely separate hulls with the two completely separate drive systems. It smacks of very thorough engineering. Anyway, let's get on board and we will do the very best we can to show you this fine ship. It's an aft cockpit layout, so you've got the cockpit here and then of course the Flybridge up above. Now the inside is pretty crowded, so just for a change I think we're going to start up the top and work our way down, because there's nobody up here at the moment and I'll make life a little bit easier. So this is the Flybridge, and it's worth pointing out while we're here, it's obviously where you can drive the boat from, and there's some pads here with lifting sections, which is nice, but have a look up in front because it's got solar panels on it. Now, Greenline, as the name might suggest, are big into solar energy, electric energy and so on. So you can have this with conventional diesels, but you can also have a hybrid drive where it's diesel and electric, or you can have all electric. But we'll have a look in the engine room and I will explain that a little further. But let's carry on with the tour for the minute. So there's a wet bar up here, the barbecue is here, big seating area around the back. And as I say, the helm is over on this side, and you've got a bimini with these rather neat little lights in. So we'll head on down and see whether we can get inside. So this is the saloon area. It's a galley aft layout, and you've got this bar area here that folds out. There's a big window that lifts up, so this drops down flush here, and then the door closes across. This, I'm guessing, is a fridge freezer, and I'll be guessing correctly. And that is the breaker panel for your 12 volt and your shore power. Big seating area up in front, and then there's a sideboard over on this side. That's storage, and so is that. Okay, we'll see if we can slip through, and we'll start downstairs and work our way back. Could I just squeeze past? Thank you so much. Thank you. Here we go. Okay, so down here on the lower deck we have got forward cabin. Now on the Greenline 48 this is the master cabin, but this layout is a little different. So this is VIP cabin. Love these big windows they put in all the way around here. You don't see that so often these days. And you've got the portholes down here, which is nice because they open for a bit of ventilation. And then of course that is a hanging locker, and this is all storage, I'm guessing. Yeah, along here. And this has its ensuite over on this side, but you'll see that there's a door here, so that can also be used as a day heads or accessed from cabin 3. And cabin 3 is tucked in here, so that's a double bed like so. It's a fairly small cabin, but actually to get a double bed in cabin 3 on a 45-foot boat is quite an achievement. So I think that is a compromise worth making. The alternative, of course, is to have bunk beds, but if you've got adults who prefer a double, then that will give you that. Okay, so let's head on back and we will take in that master cabin. That's back here. And that, again, for a 45-foot boat is a pretty decent size. They've been quite clever because they've dropped the roof overhead where you would walk through the saloon, but then on the sides where there's seating and storage, it gives you the headroom around. So it keeps a decent bit of headroom in here, but without making the boat too high, which is what you would need, of course, if you lifted this all up to the ceiling level. You'd end up with a very high boat because the saloon would have to be higher. But as I say, you can walk around here. I've got full standing headroom. I'm 6'2". And then on the sides you step up slightly because of course the hull comes up, and then you've got standing headroom here. So it's quite a clever solution, and it keeps the look of the boat nice, and it stops it becoming top heavy. And exactly the same happens on the other side. So again, as I step down here, I've got full headroom, and there's a step up here. Still got full headroom. Neat, huh? Seating along here, so you can tuck yourself away from the main party. I've not said that for a while. And of course this one has its own ensuite. Let's just walk past this first. So that's a storage locker in there. I'm guessing the other side is a hanging locker. Yes, it is. You can just see the bar in there. There we go. And storage along here, of course. So the ensuite is in here. And that's a nice size. Big mirror and a separate shower stall in behind here with a doorway. I like this lighting they put in here, that's rather nifty. And that looks like it's got a, yes, it's a rainfall shower underneath here, and then a wand shower as well. And again, big window. Now they do have blinds on them, so you do have some privacy here if you want it. Okay, what else can we show you? Let's see if we can have a walk around the outside and have a look at the engines. So we'll come back through here. So it's a rather busy boat because it's brand new, it's very popular, and so we'll have to do the best we can. Now this is an interesting thing. We can have a look at the helm here, but it's got a side access door, which again, not something you'd normally find on a 45-foot boat, so that's a nice thing to discover. And in fact, we'll head out of there, have a quick mooch around the front while we can, because up here we'll find sunbathing. I love these deeply bulwark decks, and if you look, they put cutaways here so that these windows get a view out. You don't just see the GRP that you would see if you didn't have those cutouts. So that's quite nice. Let's get right to the front. And there she is. And again, you can see those solar panels up on the top and the big sunbathing area here. Let's head down this side. These are nice. These are little pop-up lights. If you drop those down, they go out. And then come back on when you bring them up. Got them on both sides. Very wide side decks, actually. They're nice to walk around. Opening window on this side so you can get some ventilation through, especially with the other side as well. Open, with the door open. I like this overhang. It's a little bit of a mini super yacht feel as you walk down through the boat. Now, are we able to see the engines? Let's have a quick look, very briefly. Hi. I'm just going to have a quick look in here. I'll be just two moments. Okay?
Yeah. Have to close.
Ah, okay.
First.
Be very quick, promise. Thank you so much. Okay, so be very quick, but this is the engine space, and these are a pair of Yanmar engines. They are 370 horsepower each. Now, what's interesting about these is that you can have shaft drive, which this boat has. They're through V-drive, so the gearboxes are at the front and the prop shaft run back underneath, but they also do an IPS version. Generator is at the front there, and that I think is about as much as we're going to get away with. But as I mentioned earlier, there is a hybrid version. There's also an all-electric version, so that's rather interesting. Let's drop that back down. Thank you so much. And that, I think, is about it. It's a quick look round, because it's a very busy boat, it's a very popular boat. So let's head back off. And I'll take a look down the outside of it again. There she is. You get a better view now of that walkway down the side. And in fact, we come all the way over here. I think that's a pretty good looking boat. Very nice. So there it is. That's the new Greenline 45. So a quick look around because it's a rather busy boat, but better that than not to see it at all. And I think we managed to cover all the important points. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments, and if you give the thumbs up a click, that always helps. And don't forget to subscribe because we've got some great stuff coming for you. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.